For the past 4 weeks, investors have been indulged in a training program meant to give them insight on what investment opportunities they should pursue. These projects include agriculture, animal rearing, and agro-processing, to mention but a few.
And they have taken us through their own experience in Malaysia and in other developed economies, the path they have gone through to get to increase their GDP in a short time and measurable time. So it's been a fantastic experience. The last 4 weeks we've been here. We've learned how to drive projects. Their main focus here was on what are the key projects can we embark on as Rwandese that will take us to quick results. I think you heard the name they give to it's fast, quick impact projects that you measure quickly and you can get into and be able to measure its impact on your GDP.
I believe the projects here that have the most opportunities are especially in agribusiness. Since we do have a deficiency in trades here, we import more than we export, so it is a priority for Rwanda to be able to export more than we import. And since we have a lot of land, we have a great climate, it's really easy here for horticultural products to grow. I believe this is the best opportunity for Rwanda.
RDB Executive Director Claire Akamanzi says that for the country to meet its development targets, different things must be done to yield different outcomes in reference to the goals the country intends to achieve, which will be realized in 2077 should the action being taken to meet them be consistent.
So today we concluded a 4-week process with a company called Pemandu to accelerate Vision 2050 and Vision 2035 progress. And we had two main types of interventions. One, to identify projects that are not being implemented optimally and how can we make the most out of them. If they're operating at 30-50% of the project is delaying to start, what can we do to implement quickly so that we can have faster impact? And then the second one was identifying new projects that we don't have yet in the country. How do we do pipes, for example, for construction, glass for construction, insects as a source of protein, both for animal feeds and human beings, and many others. And how do we address challenges in affordable housing, in infrastructure and energy? We believe that if these projects are done, we will be able to achieve the goals we have in 2035 and 2029 because we saw that there's potential to unlock up to 2.9 trillion of investments in GDP.
Approximately 100 projects have been presented to investors for consideration and will help the country meet its desired goals between 2035 and 2050 should they receive the funding they seek. These projects were looked upon by Pemandu Consultancy, and their vice president emphasized that they will follow up on implementation of projects.
We really need to prioritize that will achieve the biggest impact in the shortest time possible. So that BFR, Big Fast Result methodology, is applied to select the sectors that will help catalyze that GDP growth that we want to see. Therefore, in this program, we have selected 3 main sectors, which is the manufacturing, agriculture, and infrastructure sectors. And within those sectors, we analyze what projects are ready to go. And that's called making the most of the projects that are existing here, and we can drive and solution it to make sure that they are realized. Then the second part is looking at new opportunities to bring more investments to come in. And the third part is looking at breaking new ground. What are the first in Rwanda, the first in Africa, the first in the world that we can drive based on the potential that we have seen. So far we have looked at a list of from 1,000 projects, and we prioritized them. We looked at the due diligence, we looked at the numbers, we looked at the feasibility, we looked at the quantum, the job creation and the investments, and we are now focusing on about 30 to 50 projects that will have to be realized in this first year.
The projects have been funded by Rwanda private sector-led transformation program and are expected to contribute $2.9 trillion to the country's GDP. Precious Chilezi, RTV News.